Very good morning, everybody. So, Newcastle United have got West Ham on Saturday. Guess what? We have 10 games left in the season. So we have 10 opportunities available to our squad, to our first team. Now, a lot to talk about Eddie Howe, and some of that talk is not positive. However, it is 10 games for our players to show the ownership at St James's Park. Amanda, Miadad, Jamie, Darren Eales, our CEO, and His Excellency Yasser Al-Rumayyan. These players have got 10 games to prove themselves. And there's going to be a few videos today. One of them is about an article in the Chronicle. However, that is not in this video. So, here's the thing, right? We play West Ham up at St James's Park. And West Ham also want to be in the shout for Europe. And we have to deny them on Saturday. We have to deny them, and yes, it is going to be a hard game. That is true. If you want to reach the top, you have to claim, and it is up to those players who are going to be running out on to the pitch at St James's Park. Do they want to go back into Europe, or do they want to let Europe slip? I was watching Loaded Mag NUFC last night. I was in chat with some wonderful moderators, and we had Matty from the Magpie channel, we had Adam Pearson, and we had Josh. So here's the thing, right? They were all talking about the remaining 10 games of the season. I said in chat, I'd love Newcastle to claim victory in 8 out of the 10 games. Many of you will turn around and say, impossible. Nothing is impossible. You have to have the mindset to go out there at St James's Park this time round on Saturday and say, this is our pitch, you are not getting the points, no matter what you throw at us. So it's the mentality of our players. Do our players want to rise up in the Premier League table, or do our players have the mentality to say, we're still in the Premier League? I hope it is the first. Now, here's the thing. 10 games is not a lot of games. We've slipped up several times on that great big banana skin, losing points. And I am sure His Excellency will be looking at that situation and then he will passing notes down to Darren Eales, to Amanda, Dad, and to Jamie to fix the problem. Now, in January, we couldn't do anything because we were sailing too close to FFP / PSR. So we couldn't do a damn thing. However, in this new campaign, after these 10 games are played, we have the sponsorship from our new front of shirt sponsor, Adidas. We also have money from Sela, who are doing a fan zone Strawberry Place. And apparently 3,000 plus fans can go to the stack, which will be next to St James's Park Metro. There is other money coming in as well from Quid, an online marketplace for NFTs, which I have mentioned many times. Now, there is also another option should our Chief Commercial Officer, Peter Silverstone, actually look at it. If he hasn't looked at it, it makes me wonder. But it is a fan-only ARC20, and that can only be used for business. Newcastle United is a business. There's the link. That could be used for banquet halls in the East Stand, banquet halls in the Melbourne Stand, and the new restaurant in the Sir John Hall Stand, and hopefully at some point a new eating place in the Gallowgate. Now, I've spoken about this dozens and dozens and dozens of times, and I'm going to share this to Facebook, and I'm going to bounce it off every single page. So the 4.2 million people who follow Newcastle United on Facebook, well, they're going to see it whether they want to see it or not. So here's the thing. Excuse me. 10 games. I want maximum effort. Maximum. I want us to run up that hill with the largest bag of bricks and win as many of those 10 games as is humanly possible. Why? Because I want European football. Now, there are teams ahead of us. That is very true. Here's the thing. We got to prove to those other teams above us we're going to go on a run. And that run is going to keep giving us 3 points because there's no more cups to play for. That chance is gone. Now, if that happens, and like I said in Loaded Mag NUFC chat last night. If that happens, and we can do 8 from the 10, we're in Europe. Whether we are in the Champions League or the Europa League, we'll have to see. The last little caveat is the conference. The conference. I'm looking above the conference. I hope our players are too. It's up to them. They're on the pitch. And let's hope that this happens. Let's hope that the likes of Tino Livramento, Lewis Miley, and others, Elliot Anderson, can give us the goals, the assists to Alexander Isak, to Miggy, to Anthony Gordon. Whether or not Callum Wilson is involved in these next 10 games, whether Nick Pope is involved in these next 10 games, your guess is as good as mine. But let's be honest here. In 10 games, Newcastle United maximum effort. So, here's another thing. 791. That means I'm 9 from 800. So I need 209 to hit 1,000. Which means basically I am the lowest YouTube channel in existence for our club. And considering I've done things, I've shown you all things, I've told you about things, but still, I looked at Loaded Mag yesterday, 8.2k. I looked at the Toon Review the other day, 28,000 subscribers. I looked at Through Black and White Eyes, 6 and a bit K. So either you as a viewer back me and spread the word, or you suckers. Choice is yours.